everyone.
What's up guys, Unofficial MCU here, hope you're all doing well, and in this video we have a new update into the regards of Kang the Conqueror's future within the Marvel Cinematic Universe, what's going on with the recast, and everything that we know about the upcoming character, especially for Avengers 5, and as they're beginning to pave the way more and more for that, especially given the Comic-Con coming up here with Hall H, they're going to have a lot of different announcements that are going on for this, maybe even confirmation to what's going on with the Kang character within the Marvel Cinematic Universe, of which, of course, we're going to be discussing in today's video, breaking it all down for you guys, everything that we know and everything that we're anticipating right now. Before we do, though, however, grab that subscribe button if you haven't already, as we're discussing and covering all types of Marvel-related news, leaks, rumors, theories, and breakdowns here on the channel. So, if you guys are into any of that, go ahead and grab that subscribe button today. Okay, so in this video we are going to be taking a quick read from CBR.com, comicbookresource.com. I'll have their article linked in the description down below for you guys to check out there as well as an overall garnering source. So since Jonathan Majors firing from Marvel Studios earlier this year amid his legal troubles, the live action future of Kang the Conqueror has remained a bit of a mystery in the recent for the Marvel Cinematic Universe, especially after given his appearance in Loki Season 1, Season 2, as well as Ant-Man Quantumania. So for the first time publicly, Marvel President Kevin Feige has recently taken to comment on what's next for the character within the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and whether he'll be appearing still in Avengers 5 as planned, as that was going to be named Avengers 5 or Avengers the Kang Dynasty. So recently speaking with ScreenRant.com to promote Deadpool and Wolverine, the inevitable question does come upon. Feige was asked whether the MCU fans would see Kang in Avengers 5, if so, how, who, when kind of scenario. Not just that, but if we would also be seeing the character of Kang before then, building up some more anticipation and some more hype for that, maybe having him appear in other projects like he does for both seasons of Loki as well as Ant-Man Quantumania. Avengers 5, originally titled The Kang Dynasty, to be marking the character's heavily influence on the cinematic universe going and moving forward. This would be like the big one, pretty much, everything that's kind of been building towards in these recent shows and movies. The Marvel boss, Kevin Feige, had opted to keep fans guessing, as he couldn't or wouldn't confirm nor deny a Kang feature in the upcoming Avengers sequels anymore. So it really does seem that Marvel has set their foot down, calling it just Avengers 5, no longer with the Kang Dynasty title also attached to it as well. I definitely think at this point in the game that it kind of comes as a bit of a given based off of other reports, rumors really, and really other reports, but this is like, you know, the sword in the chest, like confirmation, like, okay, yeah, we're not really necessarily moving forward with that title, with Kang still attached to it essentially. Kevin Feige says all of this here though, however, in quote, "I've done a number of interviews in the last couple of days, and you're the first person to. I give you credit for just outright asking the question, and I'll give myself credit for trying to invade it and avoid it entirely," he says, ending that quote right there. Of course, the original actor behind Kang the Conqueror, Jonathan Majors, has won plaudits from critics and audiences for taking on the character of Kang in Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania, as well as both seasons of Loki on Disney+, as I had mentioned, hailing his performance as the biggest highlight in an otherwise disappointing movie, specifically for Quantumania, and kind of just how it performed overall. Marvel has big plans, or at least had big plans, for Jonathan Majors, as his supervillain character was set for a Thanos-like kind of arc in these next two Avengers films, Avengers The Kang Dynasty and Avengers Secret Wars, both Avengers 5 and 6 respectively, of course. It doesn't seem that Avengers 5 is named Avengers The Kang Dynasty anymore, as I had mentioned, but Avengers 6 is still keeping that Avengers Secret Wars titles to it, essentially, at least from what we do know. Like, I haven't heard anything otherwise. However, of course, I think as we also all do know as well, the studio, Marvel Studios, has fired Jonathan Majors last December after being found guilty of assault and harassment stemming from an incident months earlier with his former partner. Yeah, I have plenty of videos talking about that as well. I'm really not interested in it anymore. Point being is that it doesn't seem that Marvel Studios is going to take that direction and still want to move forward with the character even of Kang here to begin with, and they're kind of just taking a minute with that and kind of reworking their plans for like the next Thanos-like kind of big bad for the Marvel Cinematic Universe. While I don't like to put, words in other people's mouths or thoughts even in their own heads, of course, just kind of from my understanding and from what it does sound like from Kevin Feige, based off of his response from these questions here about, being asked about Kang and his comeback essentially in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, is that it just doesn't simply to be seeming really on the plate, or really an option for the time being right now at the very least. Even with a recast, it just doesn't seem like that's something of a possibility that at least Marvel Studios or Kevin Feige are looking to do right now. So what is Kang's future within the MCU? It does still seem to be a bit remaining uncertain. The fact that Kevin Feige, though, however, doesn't give us a straightforward answer also implies that there's still hope and, still plans for the character of Kang, and that if for anything, they're definitely trying to move forward with some type of recast for the character. Initial reports had stated that Kang would be written out of the MCU following Jonathan Majors' exit from the studio, with Doctor Doom kind of being mentioned as his replacement to be the new top villain and the new big bad. However, Hollywood insiders have since claimed that the character will remain within the cinematic universe and it simply be recast. Several names have, of course, been posed around and thrown around as potential fits for the succeed of Jonathan Majors as Kang, including Oscar nominee Cole Domingo, John Boyega, John David Washington, and a lot of other names out there as well. It's also been suggested multiple other actors could take on Kang, given kind of how the character is, like playing multiple variants. It's something of an easy fix, if for anything. Not a good thing, of course, but it's like best case scenario. Like, if we're gonna fire an actor to play any kind of character within the Marvel Cinematic Universe, Kang is probably the most easy to replace, essentially, because that's how the character works. Like, he comes in variants, and there's different versions of this character. Like, they can bring in 5 different actors if they wanted to play different variants of Kang. And honestly, I think that would be a cool idea and something that they should do to kind of shuffle the cards a little bit more and kind of pull people back into this idea of another universe, the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Avengers 5 continues to take shape as it approaches a reported 2025 production start date. Marvel is currently sounding out directing options for the sequel, with the Russo brothers, Joe and Anthony Russo, among the frontrunners in recent news as well, having helmed the last 2 Captain America installments, The Winter Soldier and Civil War, and of course being known for the last Avengers movies, Infinity War and Endgame as well. This all being said, though, however, guys, let me know all of your thoughts and opinions in the comments down below. I would love to hear what you guys are all thinking. Thanks so much for watching today's video. Of course, this has been Unofficial MCU. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Have a great one. Peace out.